So it was reported recently that Jalen Brunson of the Dallas Mavericks could be a target for the Indiana Pacers in the offseason. He becomes a free agent this summer, and I definitely would like Jalen Brunson on the team as he provides a lot with the Pacers, and I think he covers most of what the Pacers need. And in today's video, we're going to talk about Jalen Brunson, talking about why they should sign him and what he provides to the team moving forward. So what's up? My name is Pacers Empire. If you like the video, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate it. And let's get into the video. So, man, first of all, Jalen Brunson on the Pacers is definitely an interesting idea. Now, the Pacers don't really attract free agents. I mean, it's not really a destination for big free agents to go to. And I would consider Jalen Brunson a pretty big free agent because he is still fairly young, being around 25 years old. So in his mid-20s, so isn't too young, but isn't too old either. So we'll start off with the stats, which are pretty impressive. I mean, 16 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists on 50% from the field and 37% from three. Brunson, he definitely has impressed me this year, and some could say that this was his best season as all of his categories are all a career high. I mean, if you look at his overall stats, his points per game is up basically 4 points per game since last season. His rebounds are up 1, his assists are up like 2. It's honestly a great sight to see as Brunson, he definitely hasn't impressed me in the last few seasons. Obviously, this season he's been impressing me, but I used to not like this guy. I mean, originally I was a hater of Brunson as I thought his size, being 6'1", would be, him getting crucified by bigger guards like Ben Simmons, like KPJ. We got all these big guards in the league, and I thought with Brunson, he couldn't really hold his own on defense or offense, but he's proving me wrong. I mean, on defense, the perimeter defense isn't all that bad at 6'1", 190 pounds. He can play some perimeter defense, so I definitely would like his playmaking abilities, his shooting, and his perimeter defense on the Pacers, and I definitely was proved wrong as he's been the Mavericks' second best player, obviously dropping 41 points, a career high in Luka's absence against the Jazz, tying the series 1-1. I mean, if he's doing that when Luka is out, he's going to be pretty valuable in the offseason, and I think the Mavericks are definitely going to be a huge team, targeting Jalen Brunson. So I highly doubt Brunson leaves Dallas as he's carved out a role alongside Luka there, and he's been the secondary ball handler. But you never know. I mean, the Pacers, they can offer Brunson more money than what the Mavs can offer because the Pacers have more cap space, and they can definitely afford another guy. I mean, even if they can do a sign and trade with Jalen Brunson. I mean, they could trade Brogdon, Hield for Brunson and some other pieces surrounding that. Maybe Davis Bertans from the Mavericks. I mean, I would definitely take on Bertans if it means getting Jalen Brunson in return and maybe a second-round pick around there, because I don't really know if we trade Brogdon and Hield for a first-round pick. I feel like at this point in time, it's kind of a stretch, but you never know. I mean, we can get some picks out of it. The biggest players in that package would definitely be Malcolm Brogdon and Buddy Hield, as it would give the Mavericks a good point guard in Malcolm Brogdon, and it would give them a good shooter in Buddy Hield, which they definitely need. So Brunson on the Pacers would immediately slot into the point guard position, and they would move Halliburton to the 2. I think it makes sense like that. You can even do vice versa. I mean, Halliburton at the 1, Brunson at the 2. And the reason I like this move a lot is because it gives the Pacers another ball handler that can run the offense while also providing good scoring and playmaking. The thing about Brunson is that he can run the offense just as well as Tyrese Halliburton, and I think they could play well off each other, kind of both play off ball. But at the same time, I mean, he's going to be relieving Tyrese Halliburton of all the pressure from, playing the point guard the whole game. I mean, this season alone, Halliburton, he's been playing the point guard, and he has done well. The only real problem with that is that the Pacers don't have another primary ball handler on the team, which sucks. I mean, because as great as Halliburton is, I mean, playing the point guard for most of the game, the primary point guard at best, he's definitely going to get gassed out. Bring in Jalen Brunson, who can basically run the offense just as well. They can stagger their minutes, kind of like what James Harden and Russell Westbrook did back in 2019. Stagger their minutes, and I think it definitely would work out. Add in a few pieces, bring back Jalen Smith. Maybe they bring back TJ Warren, bring some good guys off the bench. And I think we're talking about a playing team, borderline playoff team. I mean, I think Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Halliburton can get it done. Hopefully, no injuries happen. I mean, Miles Turner has been very injury-prone. TJ McConnell should be fairly healthy because he did play the last game or the last few games of the season. And I think this team could definitely be a playing team. So, also, both of them would be a great 1-2 punch as both can run off ball and they can both shoot lights out from the 3. It gives the Pacers another guy like Tyrese Halliburton, and that's what they definitely needed because, honestly, this team right now, I've said this in my Paolo Banchero video, if you want to check that out, that the Pacers don't have a guy that can score on offense. And even though Tyrese Halliburton is great, being a 15-8 guy, I'm not too sure if he's going to be a guy that's going to be taking over the game, scoring 30 in a game that they really need him to. So bringing Jalen Brunson that can score 41, he already proved that. Bringing a guy that can score at least 20 points per game. He's already been averaging 16 points per game. And I think he can kind of turn into an 18-5 guy with the Pacers. So the lineup with Brunson would probably look like him at the point guard, Halliburton at the 2, or vice versa. Someone at the 3, maybe Chris Duarte, who I don't know. Him at the 3 would definitely be a little bit of a stretch. If you look at his overall height, I don't think Duarte can run the small forward. I mean, he's 6'5", 190 pounds, so very underweight. He definitely could. He's going to get crucified by players like LeBron, obviously KD, all those guys, but I don't know. I think moving forward, Chris Duarte should be a guy coming off the bench. I don't think they really need a scorer in the starting lineup just yet. I mean, we can see what Halliburton and Brunson do, but bring Duarte off the bench alongside McConnell, and I think that would work out even better than him in the starting lineup. So that would be the 3 right there. Probably the 4, hopefully they retain Jalen Smith because we are only able to give him $4.5 million, so hopefully he accepts that. And then Miles Turner at the 5. So this lineup would definitely be pretty fun to watch and would definitely bring Pacers basketball back to life. You know, Paolo Banchero, hopefully they do get him. I mean, that would definitely bring back Pacers basketball. So the only real downsides to Brunson's game is that his defense is pretty lackluster as he's only 6'1", 190 pounds. Halliburton isn't much better. I mean, he's a great perimeter defender, but he is already underweight. So we look at Tyrese Halliburton's height and weight. I mean, he's 6'5", 185 pounds, so he's even lighter than Jalen Brunson, which is a huge red flag. The thing about Halliburton is that he can already steal the ball at pretty much 2 steals per game. So that's a great upside on defense, but he's going to get bullied by bigger guards, like I've said. So hopefully Rick Carlisle develops a good defensive plan to cover up their defense. I mean, he should be pretty fine. I mean, the Pacers this year weren't really too bad with Rick Carlisle, but I definitely would like to see more out of him and him adjust to the defense. So hopefully the Pacers, they sign a defensive player in the offseason who can guard the perimeter. I mean, I think a team like this could definitely use Jayshawn Tate of the Houston Rockets. You know, Herb Jones of the Pelicans will also be a good look. Someone that can play good defense while also providing some good three-point shooting. Robert Covington of the Clippers will also be a great pick as, you know, I wouldn't say like he has low trade value. The only thing about him is that he's getting older and he's starting to regress. So I think they can get him on a cheap deal, hopefully. I mean, if Robert Covington, I don't even know what Robert Covington's contract situation is right now. But if he's a free agent in the offseason, they can sign him for like a minimum, probably like a 1 year, maybe like $5 million, $1 million around there. Because I don't think Covington's worth too much anymore. So overall, I like Brunson's fit on the Pacers. And let me know what you guys think about this idea. Hopefully, the Pacers can retain him in free agency. And go Pacers. That's the video. My name is Pacers Empire. And peace.